Good morning, Trip Nation. How you guys doing? I'm going to wait for a few of you guys to jump on. I just got to walk you through some current stuff that's going on. I don't know if you all saw the release by Uber and Lyft today. So, and then also get you caught up where we are. We're getting ready to go live. Just looking to see if anybody signed on yet. Oh, there you come. Eris is on first. Hello, everybody. Let's wait for a few more to get on. Got some good stuff to go over. While you're doing that. Hey, Jamal, get ready, Atlanta, baby. Hold on just a second. I want to pull up. Okay, let's see who's on. Art's on. Stan Margolis is on. Jimmy Humphreys, Rodrigo. Hi, guys. How's everybody doing? You guys getting ready for tonight's call? We're going to go live tonight. Lots of good stuff. So the reason I wanted to jump on real quick, just kind of give you guys an update where we are on everything. Everything's coming together really well. Lisa and her team are full on right now, getting everything moved over. So tonight on the call, the apps at some point will be posted up, and also you'll have the ability to go in the back office. We'll walk you through the new process, all of the new things we're doing so we can get to work. We're going to be announcing a promotion tonight also. I'm not going to tell you exactly how it's going to work, but there's going to be a $25,000 prize money, gets split up 3 ways. So that's over the next 30 days. I want to put some money in everybody's pocket for their hard work right away if we can. Also, this press release is going out tomorrow morning. It goes over the newswire and hits everything from the finance to whatever. The headlines on it: Trip Technologies, Inc. announces the launch today of its Trip Delivers restaurant and grocery services to open in 36 markets in 21 states. And it just talks about our business model, that we're a SaaS, also about some of the things we do, our pricing for the restaurants and all that stuff. So that's going to be a great little press release to go out, let the markets know we're in the game and exactly what's taking place. There was an article that came out today. I'm sure most of you have seen it because a lot of you sent it to me, which is great. It says Uber likely to shut down temporarily in California over driver ruling, CEO says. They got caught up in the whole, hold on just a second. In the whole thing about the AB5 ruling. And so we don't have any of those issues, just so everybody's clear. What we do is so different than anybody in the rideshare space anywhere that we've seen. So one is, the driver gets 100% of the ride fare, so we don't get in between the driver and the customer for their fee. And the way we do that is at the sign-up time, we have a third party, which is a processor. There's actually 3 technology bases. That's why it's taking so long. So to integrate, so this works seamlessly. So when a driver signs up, they get their own merchant ID account. That's not, their ID account's not connected to us. It's actually connected to the processor. We don't file a 1099 as them working for us as a 1099 contractor, because they actually get their own money through the processor side of the business. So the processor actually files the 1099, not the company. So you can see there's a clear difference of the delineation between us and independent contractors, different from owner operators. We're a SaaS business model. So I want to make that clear. I'll talk about it a little bit on the call tonight so you guys can get comfortable with it. But we're so far outside the idea of contractor drivers being employees because the way we structure the business, we saw the business differently than everybody else. And the reason we saw that because of the way the drivers were taken advantage of. So try to come up with a business model that works in favor of the drivers, not against the drivers, putting more money in their pockets. Same thing we looked at when we decided to go in the restaurant pickup and delivery business. The restaurant also gets their own merchant account. So that money flows from the consumer, the customer who bought that dinner, lunch, whatever it might be. That money goes directly through to the restaurant owner. Doesn't touch us at all. They get their money within 10, 12 hours instead of 4, 5, or 6 days, because the other guys are taking their money and controlling it, and they report their funds on their revenues. So it's kind of misleading in a way, the way they do that. So it does cause a problem because the restaurants have to wait 4 or 5 days for their money. With us, it's automatic. We don't get in between their money again. So it's another thing. They're not our customer from the standpoint of that we control their funds. So the restaurant gets their money immediately. We get our $2, whatever it is, and then the consumer gets their pickup and the driver gets the ride fare. So it's a pretty simple model. But I just want to make sure everybody kind of understands that, because it is so different. I don't suspect we're going to have any trouble at all. There's only one thing that they could say to us: hey, we want the drivers to set their own pricing. We can do that tomorrow morning. Our technology is built out. So if every driver wanted to set their own pricing, they could do that. We haven't decided to do that. We want to make sure the driver makes as much as possible. We're not going to discount the ride share side of the business that much for the for the consumer. We're going to be right in the game, because don't forget, we don't have surcharges or surge pricing. We don't have any menu markups. So we're going to be very, very competitive on everything we do. I believe that short time, within 30 days, you're going to see a lot of momentum. If we can just get these 3 or 4 markets up and moving and getting traction right away, which is Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach. Just so you know, there's about 8,000 restaurants in those markets. Okay. Houston has, I think, around 7,800 restaurants, and in Atlanta, I think, has close to 8,000 restaurants. So we just need to get our market share and open these markets. But we get moving. I believe we'll get 15% of the, maybe even more, of the restaurants in those markets signing up with us. For the simple fact is, why would they keep paying 30, 40% and getting charged on both sides of the transaction, taking money out of the restaurant's pocket? One of the things that people on our team still don't understand, which we're going to make very clear, we're going to start speeding up next week, more trainings. The restaurants with us, we don't take any food markup on any side of the transaction. It's either a flat fee of $2 or $3 to pick it up. If you're a non-member, it's $3. If you're a member, it's $2. It's real simple. So we're being extraordinarily fair on pricing. I think you guys will take market share. If you have 200 to 300 salespeople in each of these markets, it's very easy to sign up 1,000, 1,500 restaurants immediately. And then we're open. Bang, you're in business. And we're going to start, as we see how this rolls out over the next 8 or 9 days, if we see that we're not having any real issues, we can say, okay, let's go open 10 markets and put everybody to work immediately and start signing up markets. So that's kind of the strategy. I just wanted to get some clarification. I had, like I said, a number of the people asked me about Uber, saying they're going to close down. I seriously doubt they're going to close down. I think they're going to take a respite and try to sort this out, because their business model doesn't work. And the proof of that is they've been losing money. They've been losing money and having more difficult road to go. However, their Eats business is doing phenomenal. They did 800 and some million last quarter. But you got to remember, they capture all the sales and then they rebate back the restaurant whatever portion that they didn't keep. So it's kind of misleading on what the real numbers are. Ours is pretty easy to calculate. We just got to have real market share. I mean, if we had 20% market share and there's, 7,000 restaurants and we have, 1,400, 1,500, 1,600 restaurants in the market, we're going to kill it, and it's all going to get back to everybody. That's why we have these incentive programs. That's why, the referral program works. That's why the app referral program works. That's why we're doing, you can see my notes. It's $25,000 prize money, first 30 days, top 3 people. You're going to split that. And it's all about signing up restaurants, consumer downloads, and also driver signups. It's pretty simple stuff. None of it costs anybody any money other than the restaurant sign up, the $149.99. But yeah, so start spreading that word, start building your teams. Get totally awesome about this, because you guys have hung in there, done everything you can imagine over the last 18 months. Tonight is a night you guys are going to get to smile because all the naysayers just got beat at their naysaying. So also I'm doing a interview with Appapreneur on Friday. It should be interesting. It's my first interview that I've done. I think I've done one other interview since we started the project, 24 months ago. But I'll be doing more and more of that. As a news press release comes out, I'll be more focused on the finance side of the business. We just signed a term sheet to go raise $30 million for the company. So we're in good shape there. So it's on me. Hey, Koya, I just saw him pop on. Guy does amazing work. I keep telling you guys, he does amazing marketing. Hey, Rodney, how are you down in Nashville? You guys going to start getting after it. So if you guys got a couple questions, let me take a couple questions here, and then I'm going to get back to work, and we'll jump on this call at 6 o'clock tonight. Lisa's going to be on there. Courtney, Lisa, Vincent, and Shanna are going to be on there tonight, along with myself. We're going to be talking through a range of things. We're going to talk about the prize money for this 30-day challenge, and just get you guys fired up. We're going to let you look at the apps tonight. We're gonna let you go in the back office. It's all working. They're just doing the final prep on everything right now as we speak. So it's been a long journey for everybody, but I have to tell you, like I said, I asked Amy to send out the text, how do you like us now? One thing we don't quit. We're here to stay in the game for the long term. And I believe our business model is going to be a game changer to this industry. You'll see some amazing things start to happen when you can save a restaurant owner 30-40%. And that makes the difference between them making money and losing money. You're going to see some outstanding momentum start building there. Same way on the apps, getting those out where the consumer can actually make money by sharing the app. So we've got to get the app downloads. We got to get in the hundreds of thousands right away and in millions. So that's going to be to you guys because it's not up to the company. You're the beneficiary of all that. As you share those apps at 1 and 2 levels, you're going to make a ton of money. And you guys can also do the math on the restaurants. If you get 50 restaurants signed up or 100 restaurants, what that looks like if you had an average of 10 or 20 pickups a day out of every one of those restaurants, what kind of money you can make. So that's the reason we're doing the promo. We want everybody to get excited, fired up, and push hard. So here, let me get a question.
Can you drive without doing food delivery?
Well, food delivery is what we're doing right now. And it's either pickup delivery at restaurants or groceries. We haven't talked about groceries that much yet, but we're going to start focusing on that. We have some things that we're going to be doing next week. We just wanted to focus on the restaurants, get you guys trained up. We're going to go back into training next week. We'll probably do 2 to 3 classes a week, both in English and Spanish. Oscar's doing a phenomenal job on the Hispanic market for us. And, so we just got to keep at it. It's consistency and discipline, going to market every day and being in their face, not in their face in a bad way, but in their face. They got to know we're here to play and we're here for real. We're not kidding around. We want to take as much market share as we can take from everybody, and you guys will.
So I think he meant rideshare.
Yeah, we're not doing rideshare right now. The rideshare business is off 75%. And it doesn't make sense to go spend a ton of money marketing rideshare when the only growth side of the business is in the food side. I've told you this, and let me just give you the numbers so you understand. The numbers are broken down almost 50-50. The restaurant business and the food business, meaning grocery business, Costco's, Walmart's, all of them, it's about the same. It's about 850 to 900 billion a year, each one of these industries. So when COVID came, everybody shut down the restaurants. So you had about $850 billion, $900 billion of business that just stopped, that was feeding America. So it choked the supply chain on the grocery side of the business. That's why you saw empty shelves. Everybody's flocked in. There's nowhere to get food. And they just started taking everything off the shelf. That's finally starting to fill back in. I mean, when I go into a grocery store, I really walk the floor to see what the in-stock position looks like, because that tells me about the economy, what's going on. And then you have limited restaurants opening. There's a lot of restaurants that are opening and just doing food prep and nothing else. So those are also restaurants you want to go after. So as the supply chain has come back online, it's taken some of the pressure off, meaning that the restaurant business is coming back. If you look at the uptick at Uber Eats and some of the other players, they're experiencing 50, 60, 70% growth. Instacart just signed a deal with Walmart. And by the way, we can be in the Instacart business tomorrow night. Our system's all set up for it. It's basically just flipping switches, but I want to take it smart. We want to get restaurants online. We're going to do all that. And then we're going to start taking a hard look at the grocery business, how to disrupt that too. So all the things we're doing is all about disruption and doing a little bit better. Having a better mousetrap is how you win.
How many signed up restaurants needed to start doing delivery?
So the question is, how many restaurants per market? So if you have, for example, let's say, 10,000 restaurants in a market, is the number 10% of that market to get open? Yeah, we'll probably start opening before that because we'll see the uptick in the curve, right? So we'll see if it's leveling off early or if it's continuing like a hockey stick. I expect you guys to get out there and create a hockey stick in any one of these markets. So let's say you had 400 or 500 restaurants, but it's a hockey stick. We know in a week or 10 days you're going to be at 1,000. So we're going to say, yeah, let's go to work. And you may only have 1,000 or 1,500 drivers ready to go. So we have to look at that. But usually the rule of thumb is between full and part-time drivers. If you had 1,000 restaurants online, it's going to be 4,000 to 5,000 drivers to cover those 1,000 restaurants, because some are part-time, some are full-time. So it's not that you have 4,000 or 5,000 full-time drivers focused. So you have to balance that. So we're going to be looking at numbers probably hourly as you start signing up, so we can be full on, because we want to turn the markets on as fast as we can, because it puts more money in your pocket, helps the company, it helps everybody. And that's how you get more restaurants as you service more, and their word of mouth goes out. Hey, did you see this new company, Trip Delivers? They're so cheap on delivery and pickup. They're saving us a ton of money. That word of mouth will build your business, and you need to get that word of mouth out there when you're talking to everybody. You got to be committed. You have to almost be an evangelist, believe me, if you want to make this stuff really work.
Can a driver be able to pick up food and a rider on the same trip?
Today you can't. The only thing we're regulatory is
But you still wouldn't.
deliver, but you still wouldn't, because it's a different regulatory body. You can't mix food with riders. One is TNC and one is Department of Transportation. So look, there's going to be plenty of time to get to riders. If you guys do this right, you're going to make a ton of money on signups. You'll make a ton of money on referrals, on restaurants. Every piece of our business, anything you do that you do well, you get paid for. So don't worry about eating the elephant all one time. We're going to bite this elephant one bite at a time, and before you know it, in 6 months, we're going to be the dominant player in the markets we're in. We're not going to have to sit back and worry about, oh, geez, we didn't do this, we didn't do that. We're going big time on this. And look, I told you guys 18 months ago, we're going to get where we are. We've had setbacks, but the one thing is this company does not quit on you. This company is here for you, to build for you. And that's the purpose of why we've gone the extra mile to get this done. The proof in the pudding is tonight. You'll see it. We're not kidding around, and we're going to go after it. And look, we're a competitor to these guys. We might be the littlest guy on the block, but we're not going to be the littlest guy forever. Believe me.
Is the challenge for all states?
The challenge is for all states, all markets. If you have the most downloads and consumer, on the app, you're going to earn $8,000. If you have the most signups of restaurants, you're going to get $10,000 as a bonus. It's a 30-day challenge. Starts August 12th today. By the way, that's my mother passed away a long time ago, but I still remember her birthday. Today's her birthday. And then September 13th is the end date. So we want to put money in the pockets of the drivers, particularly since the COVID hit. Everybody's been struggling for cash, and I know it. It's not easy. Everybody's been through, but as you start to warm up and you start to see checks arrive, or should I say money in your e-wallet, you're going to get real happy fast, believe me.
Harry has not signed up yet. He wants to know, if I just want to sign up restaurants without driving or delivery, what level would you recommend I sign up as? He's in Glendale, Arizona.
If Harry, I recommend, first of all, whoever referred you to get you signed up tonight because the window is going to be open. I'd recommend that's where you get the biggest bang for your buck is at the 99 Pro driver level. As long as if you're not going to drive, that's fine. But to qualify for the 15.5, you have to be a pro driver.
They're confused. What time is the call tonight? 6 p.m. Eastern or Pacific?
No, it's 6 p.m. Pacific time. The time has not really changed on any of the calls. It's 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Will I be able to sign up liquor stores to deliver for them?
That's a good question. We need to do some research on that.
I think it depends on the state.
Yeah. So each state, actually, some cities have their own regulatory about that. Hold on.
Can I start working the Toronto? Oh, Koya. Can I start working the Toronto market since restaurateurs are very interested with trip delivers?
Koya, you can work any market you want in the world. You're that good. So yeah, you and I should probably have a conversation about that. If you'd like to do that, just hit me tomorrow and let's chat about that.
How will Trip be promoted to get customers for the restaurants?
A lot of the promotion we're going to be doing is retail consumers to get people to get in the game with us and share the app and do that. But a lot of this is going to be on your back. You guys are the marketeers. That's the reason why we have such a big compensation plan for you guys to make in 6 figures a year with no problem. It's all about you. It's how much work you want to put into it, how much time you have to put into it to build your own business. It's the same thing with drivers. We want the drivers to be successful. That's why we give them 100% of the ride fare. We don't get between them and their money. All of that stuff matters. It's all about little incremental things that we do that the other competitors don't do. So it's important to understand that.
Lisa's story.
How many
Lisa's story.
restaurants? How many restaurants we need to open an actual market, and how many drivers we currently have ready to deliver?
So I just talked about that. I said if you had 1,000 restaurants in a market and you had 10,000 restaurants there and you had 10% market share, we would start opening markets. It takes 4,000 to 5,000 drivers full and part time to service a market of about 1,000 drivers. Because at the end of the day, 4,000 to 5,000 drivers because they're full and part time may mean there's only on a full time equivalence of 1,500. So you have to look at those numbers to see. But as the market starts to hockey stick, we'll open the market.
How is the California law affecting our delivery business in California?
It's not going to affect our delivery business because we don't have any of the issues that an Uber or Lyft have. We don't get in between the driver's money. We don't get in between the restaurant's money. We don't even issue a 1099 to the driver because we don't handle their money. It goes directly through the processor. We filed what's called a provisional patent on that. Nobody's done it before. That's what's taken us quite a while from a technology standpoint to put that to work. So it's totally different than what everybody else is doing. And it's all by design. We saw this when we looked at the business model and said, hey, is there a better way to do the business model? That's the reason we came up with the strategy that we've employed. So it's kind of like a perfect storm. All the other guys are getting hammered, but we saw this 2 years ago and said, look, this could be a problem. Let's avoid the problem. Let's go to a SaaS business model and work out the numbers so it continually puts more money in the driver pocket or now the restaurateur's pocket.
If a restaurant signs up in a closed market, are you shipping them the tablets at sign up or when the market's open? When that market opens?
When the person signs up, we'll ship them a tablet if they can't integrate.
What about someone doing food prep out of their home who needs delivery? What about delivering goods in general?
Food prep out of their home, I would suspect if they're doing that, they probably have some sort of license that they have to have a food processing license. I don't think we would do that unless they were licensed to do that. It would put us at risk. Handling food, we don't know the quality of the food, the production of germs, things like that. So it's a different game than a restaurant.
I live in a small area with 10 to 20 restaurants. If I get all those, could it be open?
Yes, absolutely. Here's the thing. That's a great question because this is what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people in the system that live in small towns that have 5,000, 10,000 people. And like they may have, 10 restaurants. Well, you could go sign all 10 of them. You're the dominant player. Every time a pickup and delivery, you get drivers on board. Drivers will make money for the pickup and delivery, but you're going to get that 40 cents every time.
I have one owner with 10 restaurants. Does he have to pay the full initial price for all restaurants?
We're going to announce tonight the pricing on multiple restaurants. We'll have that. Shannon will have that tonight.
Can we use the company name Trip Rides in our domain names?
That's a good question. We did allow some people to use it a while back. It got kind of confusing. So I think that's going to be an issue, but I'll bring that up tonight on the call, exactly what we can do or can't do.
Okay, here's Harry again. That's
Yeah.
not signed up. I know you said sign up with the 99. Do I need to sign up under someone using someone's code? And if so, what is the process of signing up and whose code should I use?
Well, I don't know who told you about this or how you got hooked into looking at Trip, but somebody, Harry, where are you located, by the way?
He is in Glendale, Arizona.
That's right.
We'll come visit you, Harry. I love Arizona.
Somebody must have referred you, told you about it. I would go back to that person. Or if anybody is on this call, I think William's on there, Eris, one of those guys can reach out to you and get you squared away.
Is social security number required for delivery as long as they have a driver's license?
You have to have a social security number when you sign up with us, or an EIN number, because there's taxes to be paid and we have to collect that information.
When can we upload our new papers?
New papers. What kind of papers?
I don't know what she means by that.
What kind of papers are you?
Liliana.
What kind of
What do you
papers?
mean? Oh, Aris wants to know if you're going to do the first delivery.
I would if I could.
Virtually.
Yeah, virtually. Maybe as soon as we open one of those markets, when we're ready to go, I'll jump on a plane and fly down to wherever it is and drive the first one. I love to do that stuff anyway.
Excited. Oh, now everybody's telling Harry, use my code.
Yeah. Harry, you're going to have new friends right away.
Is social security number required? Oh, we already did that.
Yeah.
And there's another, you can use my code.
Yeah.
Can a restaurant owner control the prices, or does Trip Rides control the prices?
We don't control the prices on the restaurants at all. And by design, we can't tell a restaurateur. The reason the other guys do that is because that's how they make their money. They play hide the football. They charge them 30% or more. Sometimes they'll charge them 30 on one side and 20 on the other. So they're taking 50% from the restaurant, which is the consumer and the restaurant. So we don't tell people what to do. That's their own business. It's what the market will bear. My guess is that most restaurants will not be marking up over their published price, because then it looks goofy. But I think that we're in good place. We can't tell the restaurant what to do and what not to do in a dominant. We don't own their business. The restaurateur owns it. We're a service. We got to be the best delivery service on the planet. Don't forget, I told you guys this last week. This is just the beginning of what we're doing. We're doing restaurant and groceries. We're going to get into small packages, RX, a lot of different kinds of pickup and delivery service, whether it's cleaning. When I say, you have to go to the cleaners and get your dry cleaning out, and it's, you're not able to do it because you're working late or whatever, you can just call us up, hit the app, we'll go and pick it up for you. So those are the things we want to do, but we have to be really good at what we do.
Is the app available in the Apple App Store?
It's available, and it's been available for a week now. We just haven't published it. It gets published today. It'll be published in the App Store tonight by the time the call comes on. And we did that by design. We didn't want, if we had the app live right now, which it is, and you guys had access to it, you'd be banging away on it and we wouldn't get our work done. So we've just left it off. But both of them be on tonight by the time we go live, and the back office.
So Liliana wrote back, the paper she was referring to was car insurance and registration.
Yeah, you have to show when you sign up, and everybody's going to have to go back through the sign up process because we got to get everybody approved. It's not a big deal. You'll see it tonight in the app. But yes, you have to show proof of insurance. You have to show a valid driver's license, all of those kinds of things. You just the process. But the background search that we do is very quick. It should most people be approved within 20, 30 seconds. That's how fast it is.
Will we have a fax number to send you the restaurant application after they sign up?
Yeah, you'll get all that tonight from Shanna.
Are we allowed to do delivery in a different state?
That's a good question. I need to check on that too. I've been so focused on the other stuff. I know in the rideshare you can't, but I don't think that applies in the food side of restaurants. So for example, let's say you're signed up in California, but you happen to be in Nevada and you wanted to work and you're in Las Vegas, you could turn on the app for, restaurant pickup and delivery. And if you're in the area, you'd probably do it. But I'll check on that. But that's a Vincent question. Vincent will be on the call tonight, so he'll be able to answer some of these.
Is the back office open?
The back office is up and running. It's been running for a week. You just don't have access to it right now. You'll have access tonight.
Are we doing the delay program for $1 from where the market is not open yet?
No, we're not going to do that program right now because my sense is that we're not going to have that many issues, hopefully, but we won't know until you're live on fire. If everything goes well over the next 5 or 6 or 7 days, we'll see very quickly, particularly how much you guys are working. If you get after it and you're bringing in, hundreds of restaurants right away. And, we got, let's say in those 3 markets, we have 400, 500, 1,000 people sign up restaurants. We'll know very quickly what that impact's going to be to us from a manpower standpoint. If we can handle it, we don't have any problems. I'm just going to open up more and more markets. I don't want to wait. I want to get 36 markets open. Just so you know, we've identified over 200 markets in the United States we want to be in, 200. And I want to get there quicker than not. So, because it just puts so many people to work. And I think there is going to be fallout on rideshare. So we want to be in a position to grab that market share too when it comes available.
What about delivering goods? I have business owners who have stores that would love to have delivery drivers instead of going through FedEx, etc.
Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. We have to do it by design. So we have to, like I said, crawl, walk, run. So we'll be in other delivery business sooner than you can shake a stick at. The hardest part of what we've done was getting rid of all the people in the past that wrote code that didn't know what the hell they're doing. That's my mistake. I hired the wrong people, but they made a mess of our company. And we finally got it together and we got the right people. Everybody's been focused, determined, no quit in this company at all. So we'll be getting after other products. Believe me, that's our plan. We're going to refine what we're doing. We're going to find out, we're going to find out problems. Just nobody's that good. You have no problems when you open. There are always problems. They're all logistics, people, I've seen this. So the key is to be able to solve problems quickly if you see them arising. And the way you do that is stay in front of them. And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be monitoring the business to make sure we can give a great quality service. And then as we start to see that we can, then we'll start opening up for package pickups, cleaning, all that kind of stuff.
I think you answered this, but I'm not sure. I signed up 2 years ago. I can't log in. Do I need to sign up all over again? No one can log in, right?
You can't log in right now, but when you get the app tonight, you'll log in on the app. If you've signed up, it will notice you that you've already signed up. The system reads you as long as you have the same cell number or the same email address that you signed up with. And if you don't, then you're going to have to send us support and they'll set it for you. So you just go to support at Trip Rides. If you're having a problem after night, you can't get in, just hit support at Trip Rides. Art's there. He's got a team of people. They'll be knocking it out. Don't get impatient, but yeah, we recognize some of those issues.
Have you created Trip Rides logo emblems and beacon lights for the drivers to place in their cars?
We have stickers that are being printed. We don't have any lights to put in their cars because we're not doing rideshare right now. You don't need a light in your car to go do delivery. You'll have a lanyard with ID. And by the way, we're putting up a Trip gear store. That should be up tonight or tomorrow also.
In the Apple Store, there's a company called Trip doing rideshare and delivery. Uh-oh.
In the Apple Store? Are you talking about our old Trip?
I don't know. That's what this is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed it. What time tonight?
Coast time.
Will drivers be able to use rental cars?
Sure.
Are we doing the driver's delay program?
No.
Florist delivery.
Those florist deliveries would be part of any new delivery that we'd start going after. I mean, fundamentally, you can pick up anything as long as it's, I mean, if it's a piece of machinery or something that would have to go into a larger capacity. But in a car, you could pick up small packages. You can go to Home Depot and pick up stuff, Best Buy and beyond. I mean, it's endless amount of things you can do. Florist, like you just said, or clean. There's so many areas that people just need picked up. It's a convenience, and I think we're going to be in a pretty good place to go after that.
Under which name, TRYP or TRIP, as it's confusing for customers, how will it be more clear for the general public?
Yeah, so right now, the company had a conflict with Wyndham Hotels. They had the name Trip, TRYP. We took Trip also. We researched it. We never thought anybody was going to come after us. They did. We decided not to spend $1 million and fight it. We probably could have won, actually, because they weren't registered in the same business as we are. But we decided not to go that route. We changed to TRIP, but we kept the corporate name as Trip, TRYP. So the corporate name has not changed. It's Trip Technologies, Inc., doing business as Trip Rides or Trip Delivers. People get used to Trip, believe me. You just got to say it and be in the market with it.
Do Legacy members receive hats and bags for free?
Nope.
Can we use cars with different state license plates?
Well, if you have a registered car with us, whether it's a rental car or whatever, we have to make sure that we're in compliance with whatever the Department of Transportation says. So that's another thing I had to look at. That's also a Vincent question, but he'll know the answer to that.
Do you have a timeline for DC?
My timeline to open DC is probably in about a week. This is what I said. Look, we all have to manage our process as we see the hockey stick. If it's starting to go up and it's going like this, we're going to be opening more markets. So the faster we get these 3 markets going is going to be the speed that we're going to travel in our company. We see these 3 markets coming on because everybody's working. That's the reason for the $25,000 incentive. If this works, when we start opening more markets, we'll have that again. So it's going to be on you guys to perform. The systems are there. The technology's there. We have the system man. We have all the right things in play to grow very quickly. So now it's up to everybody on this call and tonight's call. Yesterday, just give you an example, we had about 250 people that signed up on our Facebook group account last night. So that's the first that's happened in a while. So as we start building momentum, you're going to see thousands and thousands and thousands of people that you may have signed up over the past year, 18 months or whatever, come back to see what's going on. Because look, we're in the game. They're going to get paid. They're in position to earn money, and that's the big thing. Everybody's got to feed their family.
Can they use a bike for delivery?
Yes, you can use a bike. You can walk. You can use a red wagon, whatever you think you need to go. So, if you guys live in a downtown area and there's 20, 30 restaurants around there, you might want to do a bike delivery or moped delivery or something like that. It makes it quicker to get around, obviously.
If someone referred you, do you need a social security number or not?
Yeah, you always need a social security number when you sign up with us, or an EIN number just by law.
Which 3 markets are opening now? Welcome, Mulu, to Trip Rides. We're so happy to have you here.
Yeah, so the 3 markets are Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and West Palm Beach. That's one market with the way we look at it. Even though it's multiple markets, that has about 8,000 restaurants. So you should be able to sign up 1,200 to 1,500 restaurants. No problem in that market. If you have a couple hundred salespeople out there, this is back to Tomas and his team and all the other guys. Even Stan Margolis, who's in Tampa, can open that market. He's got enough people, but we just got to get focused. So it's Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach. That's one market. The other market's Atlanta. We've got almost 8,000 restaurants there. The other market's Houston. We're going to hit the 3 big markets right away, and we're going to find out what does it take to light it up. We already know Shanna's opened Houston, so she knows what's going on in Houston. It's not with us, but with another company that she was with. She's experienced. A lot of the numbers we get are from her. She's got just, she knows what's going on. You guys have to be fearless and go after the business. You can't wait, say, oh, I'm going to wait for somebody to do something. It's because the guys that wait are going to lose, because the guys get out there first and start signing up all these restaurants. Can you imagine if you had 100 restaurants, how much money you'd make a month?
Will there be coupons or promotions for consumers?
Yes, there'll be all types of promotions going on as we start to zero in on the consumer side of the business. The biggest promotion is your word of mouth to sharing your app to anybody and everybody. That's the biggest promotion, and get those people to do it, because if they do it, now you got a second level, right? So that's my point. This thing is built for speed, to put 1 million apps out there like in a heartbeat. And it takes a lot of energy. So if you're not prepared to really go to work, and do this, then just take your time about it. But I'm going to tell you, the ones that will go to work are going to have a dominant position in any of these markets. Keep in mind, we have over 200 markets identified. So as we start to roll this out over the next 90, 120 days, we'll start opening more and more markets.
So since not during the delay program in a market not open, are we then supposed to take the full amount from the owner? If that's so, what will be the time frame telling the owner that we will be starting?
Okay. Market's going to open when I don't have that information. The speed of the market is up to you. It's not me. Okay. I can tell you what I would do, but the reason we don't want to delay is because we want to open, and I don't want to not take people's money and not get the market open. It's too confusing for people. And I keep saying, well, let's get these 3 markets going, and you can be anywhere in the United States and help get these markets open. But once we see the hockey stick, we're going to start opening more and more markets. So it's like I said, the speed of the market is up to you. If you want it to open in 10 days, go sign up 1,000 restaurants with your teams. If you want it to open in 10 months, do nothing.
Can you have multiple drivers with Trip Delivery like you can with Trip Rideshare?
Yes, absolutely.
Stan, you just answered that. Will you have items? Oh, we did that. Store on a bike. You can deliver on a bike. Asking about Tacoma. When will you open a ride hub in Miami? Or a 24/7 rescue line for drivers with questions?
Well, there's a panic button, and Art is involved in that. So if there's a problem, you just reach out through the panic button on the app.
Oh, Harry says he's sorry if you already answered this. It's okay, Harry.
Yeah.
But what is the process of signing up restaurants? Do I go in the restaurant with my laptop and use things from the back office to sell?
Correct. Yeah, you make a call, you can schedule it, or you can just drop in. It depends, if you know the owner or not, or whatever it might be. But yeah, you go to the restaurant and give them the pitch, and the pitch is real simple. This is an easy sell because you're saving them 30, 40%. You tell them there's a flat fee of $3 or $2 on a pickup, they're signing up right now. I mean, we've interviewed over 100 restaurants, and every single one of them want to sign up right then.
You should probably tell Harry what he makes when he refers a restaurant, because he's new, so he probably doesn't know.
Well, it depends on what level you come in at, but you'll make anywhere, if you're a legacy driver, which there are no more. It's 50 and 15. Goes to 50 and 10 for influencers, 50 and 5 for pro drivers, and then down from there. So that's what you get on the commission side. But you get 40 cents on every pickup of a restaurant you sign up, whether you pick it up or somebody else in the Trip organization picks it up. You make 40 cents. So if you got 100 restaurants and they're doing 20 pickups a day, so it's 20 times 40 cents times 100 restaurants. It's some pretty serious money. but it takes work. You have to take this stuff serious if you want to make a lot of money. And if you just want to do it part-time, you work Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, whatever you might want to do.
Kim says, it's super easy to sell, and the hardest part is getting drivers.
I don't think you're going to have a hard part getting drivers right now because there's a lot of drivers out of work. They want to go to work. So we have 116,000 in our system right now. Go activate all those and get them going. You'll have a sales force like you won't believe. And if you go on our market tracker, you can see where everybody's kind of located in some of these markets. We have 19,000 people signed up: Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach. We have 6,000 in Orlando.
Harry said he drives for Uber, so he can get all of his Uber friends.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know.
There are no more questions.
Okay, everybody, let's see what's happened. It's 12:16. I've been on there 45 minutes. I was going to do a 20-minute call. Listen, we'll see you tonight on the call. All this good stuff starting to happen. I want to thank everybody for really hanging tough and, letting everybody know we're in the game. So I just want to make sure that we're doing everything right. Look, and like I said, we're going to have hiccups. We'll get them fixed. So bring them to our attention. Don't be bashful. We're not going to have all the answers day one. Everybody's been doing this quite some time, but we're the new kids on the block, and we're going to get after it really hard. So we're just going to keep improving our business week after week after week after week. So with that, I just want to say, hey, thank you guys. I'll see you on the call tonight. You have a good one, and I hope this is informative for everybody.